Seeing as this is the last show of 2018, we're going to do a quick review of the important bowl games. Now, they're called the New Year's Six for a reason. Well, besides the fact there's 6 of them, obviously, right? They're all played on and around New Year's, and they are the major bowl games. Now, in case you don't know, there are 40 bowl games, and a lot of which have the most hilarious or inane or unbelievable sponsor names attached to them. But there are 34 other bowls, some of which have already been played at this airing, that are played every year. So do the math. More than half of everybody that plays at the FBS level plays in a bowl game. So you want to talk about everybody gets a trophy? That's the bowl season. Because it started December 15th, and it'll go all the way through the national championship game, which is in early January. All right, let's go through the games. Number 1 on the hit parade is here in Atlanta. Last year, it was the scene of a great upset, UCF beating Auburn. This year, it's a really nice matchup between Michigan and Florida. Michigan sort of trying to get that taste of that Ohio State drubbing out of their mouth. Florida's been a team that just sort of has hung around, especially from the rankings standpoint, earned themselves a New Year's Six bowl game. I anticipate Florida winning this game. It's going to be a defensive-oriented game, though you really can't tell in bowl games because, remember, these kids haven't played, in some cases, 3-4 weeks by the time these games start. Was their last time on the field. So in many cases, you see a totally different team. Second game on our list of the New Year's Six is the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. And that's going to have, speaking of everybody getting a trophy, UCF representing the group of 5, undefeated, 25-game winning streak. I mentioned last year they went to the Peach Bowl and beat Auburn, really fueled their whole national champion claim last year, and fueled a lot of what they've done this year. They're going to be without Mackenzie Milton. I think Darryl Mack Jr., their quarterback, did a great job in that Memphis game, leading them back. Be a totally different animal, I believe, against LSU. I love the UCF story, and I know UCF fans probably see this, will be nodding, going, yeah, he's not going to pick us. And you'd be right. I'm going to go with LSU. I think LSU will be a lot more motivated than Auburn was last year. Not really a guess. I think more of a fact. And I think LSU wins that Fiesta Bowl out there in Arizona. Next up on the list, and you'll notice this theme, there's always a sponsor involved, but it's the Allstate Sugar Bowl. Texas, great story, the way they've rallied under Tom Herman this year against Georgia, coming off that tough loss against Alabama. Georgia finished 11-2. Fantastic year, but not quite good enough. And they'll go against Texas. I think Texas is going to see a running game like they haven't seen before. Texas will score a good bit. Georgia will just score a bit more. I think it's somewhere in the 35-28, 35-27 kind of range. Next up of the New Year's Six bowl games will be Ohio State and Washington out in the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl. You'll notice something on the logo. You'll see a sponsor on the field, but it's one of the exceptions to the rule nowadays in these New Year's Six bowl games. You don't have a huge corporate slap over the top of it. Ohio State, really, really good. Washington, pretty good defensive team. Washington won the Pac-12. They're not going to win this one. I think Ohio State's just got too much offense for them and enough defense to slow them down to where it's probably a 12 to 14 point win by Ohio State. Next up on the list of games for the New Year's Six is the two big ones. Now, they're on December 29th, the night of the December 29th. First game is going to start around 4:30. Alabama and Oklahoma are going to play in the Orange Bowl. And this will be a great game. This will be high scoring. You're going to see the Heisman Trophy winner. Murray's going to be in that game. Alabama, Tua Tagovailoa actually practiced for Alabama here recently. So chances are you may see him starting the game. But Kyler Murray, the Heisman Trophy winner, will be the highlight of this game. Win or lose, watching this kid play is always special. And I say win or lose, I anticipate Oklahoma's going to lose this game and Alabama's going to win. And in the other semifinal game, which is going to be played down in Texas, the Cotton Bowl, the Goodyear Cotton Bowl, is Clemson against Notre Dame. And this is kind of like UCF's shot going against LSU again to make it 26 games in a row. Notre Dame and Clemson, both these teams are undefeated, and it's a matter of can Notre Dame sort of put up or shut up. They haven't faced a defense like Clemson. They haven't faced a team like Clemson. I think Notre Dame's they're gonna show out pretty well. They're gonna do a really good job. They just don't have enough guns to go against this type of a football team. I think Clemson early will struggle a bit with Notre Dame. By the time this thing's all over, it's about a 10-point win for the Clemson Tigers, and that sets up the third time in the national championship game in the last few years. It's going to be Clemson and Alabama.